everybody, my name is Axel and welcome back to another video! I found more OCs I wanted to redesign. These are all ponies, which is great because drawing ponies is my one skill. I'm going to be redesigning 6 of the OCs I found in this video. In total there are 11 that the creator has on their account, and I most likely won't be redesigning the other 5, but who knows, I could change my mind later. Also, sorry that this is the first non-fanfic reading video I've posted in a while. Videos like this take a lot longer for me to make, and I don't have a lot of free time to record. But anyways, let's get started. The first OC I'm redesigning is AngelDemonHeart. I know a lot of people, when seeing these characters, will immediately say the main problem with the design is the rainbows or the fact that the OC is an alicorn. But you're wrong! It's not the rainbows or the fact that the OC is an alicorn that make this design bad. It's the placement of each color. It's messy, unorganized, I can't get my eyes to focus because of how scattered everything is. It's really just a mess. I went through the bio to get a better idea of the OC before I started trying to redesign the character. There's not much, but I did learn that this OC is a part of a major crossover. Transformers, SpongeBob, and Pokemon. Which is odd. Mainly the SpongeBob. The other two I can see, as weird as they are, but SpongeBob. Anyways, aside from the weird crossover stuff, the only other information I got was her special talent is spiritual magic, which I don't know what exactly that could entail. I know it has something to do with Christianity and God because the bio has Jesus as one of her likes, and her cutie mark has a cross in it, but other than that, I got nothing. Anyways, my redesign of AngelDemonHeart. I didn't really change much of her physical design other than the colors, which you will see later. She's still an alicorn, she still has really long hair, her heart glasses, and her bow. And I did add it later, but her little star, I think that's supposed to be an earring, but either way, there wasn't really anything wrong with these aspects of the character. It's just the art for the character isn't the greatest. Most likely because the creator is a novice artist. Really, the only thing I changed was the cutie mark because it wasn't a very interesting design. I kept the theme for the cutie mark, spiritual magic, but changed the cutie mark to a rosary and the beads are arranged into the shape of a heart. I knew from the moment I read what her special talent was, I wanted her cutie mark to be a rosary shaped like a heart. Unfortunately, my brain wasn't working very well, so I had to go Google and get a picture, trace that picture, then simplify it by myself because for some reason I couldn't process what rosaries look like and how I would draw the beads to shape a heart. I was having a rough day when I drew this. I think Brian ran away with my brain cell. I kept her body pink because the pink looks nice, it's cute, and instead of giving her multicolored spots like the original, I just added more pink. A darker pink and a lighter pink. So she still has spots on her body because the spots are cute. I feel like I could have kept the rainbow spots on her body, but I also feel like I'd have to change the main color of her body so it would look nice and not super cluttered like the original design, so she's just pink. Her hair color was my biggest struggle, but only because I didn't know if I wanted to make her hair striped or do a drippy rainbow effect. So I did both so I could decide what looked best, and doing that took a really long time, and I wish there was a faster way to do that, but whatever, it's fine. In the end, I decided that white hair with a drippy rainbow effect looked the best. I tried to make her eyes rainbow colored, I really did, and I think it's because of the colors I chose, so I really should have just used the colors in her hair now that I'm thinking about it, but I tried, gave up, and instead chose to make her eyes purple. Originally, I was going to completely scrap the brown and black in the original design and just not use them, but then I realized I could use the brown for the rosary cutie mark and the black for the bow in her hair since I couldn't make it white because it would just blend into her hair, and that's no good. Overall, I wish I had added more rainbow colors into the design somewhere. Maybe I'll go back and try to do that later, see if I can manage to do that without the design looking funky. But I think I did a decent job either way. Spoiler alert, I did go back and add more rainbow. I didn't record it, but here's the updated design. Next OC I'm going to be redesigning is Rainbow Starburst. This design is not as cluttered as the last, which is fantastic. Really, the only OC out of the bunch that's super cluttered is AngelDemonHeart. The others are all pretty basic in design, and that means easier to redesign. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm updating this script one OC at a time, so I redesign an OC, and then I update the script, so I may regret saying the rest will be easy to redesign later down the line. But who knows? I sure don't. Anyways, there are not many things I changed on this character's design because overall it was not that bad. It was just, again, the placement of the colors and the cutie mark that was really throwing me off. I changed the hairstyle because looking at Rainbow and Angel, their hairstyles are almost exactly the same. So I changed Rainbow's up a bit. It's still long, but not as long as the original design or as long as Angel's. I made it curly, or at least I tried to, instead of wavy. And I also moved those 3 stars in her ear to just below the ear as a hairpin instead of, I assume they're spots on the body and not an earring of some kind. When trying to draw the glasses, I didn't like what I was doing, so I went to Google and found a pair of star-shaped glasses and just traced over them because I can't do perspective on things like that very well. I'm stupid. Also, can I just say, I am super upset with myself for not leaving the glasses as a separate layer on Angel's picture like I did on Rainbow's, so I can make them a different color and not struggle to color them. I'm mad at myself. I'm stupid. I also added this much later in the video because I wanted more blue in the design, but I also gave her stockings. The only other thing I really changed was the cutie mark, and even then it wasn't a huge change. I just added 2 more stars and changed the position of the magic swirl thing, and I got rid of the black diamond that's just there because it makes no sense. So I yeeted it. The colors were easy because the original colors were fine. It was just the placement that bothered me. I did change the shades a little bit. Her body is a lighter pink instead of the same shade of pink as her hair. And I put star spots on her cheeks and back just to add them in more places than the face, and her hooves are also white. I changed the color of her makeup to blue just to put that blue back into the design, and her eyes and hair remain the same. The 3-star hairpin was a bit hard to color because I couldn't decide what colors to make it. Did I want to make them all shades of purple? All shades of blue? Eventually I did decide to make the middle star yellow, the top star purple, and the bottom one blue. Also, as I said earlier, I did give her stockings to add more blue in her design, so they're white and blue striped, and the cutie mark's colors stayed basically the same. Alright, the next redesign is Holly. The design for Holly, again, isn't bad. Really, it's just the black spots on the body that are the most out of place. I'm not against black and pink as a color scheme, but it just doesn't look very nice here. Maybe it's because it's pure black and not an off black. I don't think that's the term I'm looking for, but we're rolling with it. The other main thing that's throwing me off though is in the bio it says she's a fairy and her special talent is weather manipulation, which that cutie mark does not imply that at all. I assumed her special talent was like Angel's, a religious type special talent, but no, weather manipulation. I'm not the greatest at designing cutie marks either, but come on. Also, it's clear the artist cannot draw very well, so I'm not super peeved about not being able to tell that the character is a fairy and not just a normal Pegasus, but I'm pretty sure there are breezy bases out there. Breezies are pony fairies for anyone who doesn't know. Okay, now for the redesign. I think out of all the ones I've done so far, she is the one I've changed the most. I actually gave her fairy wings and antenna, so she actually looked like a fairy and not just a Pegasus pony. I made her hair a lot more curly, like Pinkie Pie's hair, because I think it fits the best for what I had in mind. I kept it in a little ponytail and even put her tail in a little... I don't know what it's called when you do that on a horse, but I have the base of the tail wrapped up. The cutie mark is what I changed the most, because the original made no sense for the character's special talent. I made her cutie mark a sun hidden behind a cloud, and below the cloud, 3 raindrops that are shaped like hearts to keep the hearts in the design, and then I added 3 snowflakes to kind of represent all the different types of weather. Or at least the main 3. Sunny, rainy, and snowy. Coloring this design sucked, but for the sole reason of I tried to keep the black, or at least a really dark color in the design, which made coloring this impossible for the first little bit because it just didn't work. I'm sure if I had sat there and messed with the shades of pink and black a little more, I would have gotten it, but I had no patience for that, so I ended up making her body a light pink and replacing the black with a darker pink. Not super dark, just darker than the main color of her coat to stand out. I also added that darker pink as a gradient on her wings so they weren't one solid color, because that would look funky. Also, this makes 3 pink ponies in a row. Thankfully, none of the other OCs are pink, so we're probably done with pink for the rest of this video. Anyways, I ended up googling fairy color palettes to finalize her palette because I wasn't coming up with anything good. It was mainly the shades. I couldn't get the shades right and it was making me angry. I made her hair a pretty dark purple with a lighter purple stripe and a bright blue stripe, which looks really nice. Her eyes are also almost that same shade of blue. The cutie mark colors I think should be obvious. Yellow sun, white cloud, 2 different shades of blue for the rain and snow. Boom, it's done. Okay, on to the next, Flame Frost. Honestly, this girl didn't really need a redesign. Her design right now, other than the cutie mark and the red spots, is completely fine. I love the colors in her hair. They are so pretty. But I didn't want to leave one OC out from the group, so I did her anyways. She just needed a touch-up, not a full redesign like the others I have done so far. So for her touch-up, all I did was change her hairstyle, and looking at her hair now, I realized it's low-key a Karen haircut, which is amusing. I also changed her cutie mark to match her special talent more, which according to her bio is leadership. So I made her cutie mark a torch with the flame as this little upside down heart looking symbol because it was either the star or the heart, and I think the heart looks better as a flame. Her colors remain completely the same other than the spots. Like I said earlier, she didn't really need a redesign to begin with. The only thing I really struggled with were the color of her spots. I wanted to keep them in the design because nothing wrong with them. It was just the color that bothered me, and I sat there and played with the colors forever. I even changed her body color to red because I figured maybe this would look better if she was a red pony with white markings, which I quickly changed because no, that looked awful. I even tried referencing actual horse markings to make them look different from every other design I've done so far, since all of them have body markings of some kind. But eventually I settled on a pretty light reddish color and had the markings on her legs, chest, back, and left ear. The fire was the only other thing I had a lot of trouble coloring, because I can't color fire to save my life, but I think it ended up looking decent. Okay, almost done, just 2 more to go. Next is ShadowEclipse, the only male of the group. Okay, this design gave me trouble, because his bio says he's a Pegasus pony, but he has horns. I assume they were added to make the character look cool because he's a dude and obviously he has to look super badass. Another thing that confused me was his special talent, which is cosmic weather manipulation, which I'm not even sure what that's supposed to mean. Asked some friends and they said control of solar flares or like controlling meteor showers, which, okay, that's something. As for the design of the character, it's another one that isn't that bad. It's just a lot of the shades of the colors just don't work very well together, especially the blue. Okay, my redesign. This one gave me so much trouble. It's not even funny. Out of all the designs so far, this one took me almost 4 hours to complete, while the others took me up to 2 hours max, which is insane. It was mainly the pose that took me so long. I'm sure you've all noticed by now, but I've just been copying the poses of the original picture, and this one was stupid. I hated trying to draw it. It was so hard to do, and in the end, I didn't even copy the original pose 100%. The position of the legs are different. I'm so frustrated, but it's fine. Originally, I was going to change the species of the character and make him a goat-pony hybrid so I could keep the horns in his design, because I like them, but unfortunately, I'm stupid, and I couldn't figure out how to position the horns on his head, and that probably had a lot to do with the fact that I was having trouble with the position of the head and eyes anyways. I actually ended up stopping the recording and redoing the head and eyes off camera so I could work without my programming lagging on me, because fun fact, while using OBS to record me drawing, it causes my program to lag, which sucks, but I can deal with it. I scrapped the hybrid idea and just kept him as a Pegasus, which made me a little sad, but oh well. He's still super fluffy though. Wasn't gonna get rid of his fluff, cause it looks great. Drawing his wings were the next thing that gave me a lot of trouble. I kept making them too thin, and it was frustrating. Anyways, I gave him more earrings, because the original had one singular earring and my brain told me to give him more. Not as many as I wanted to. I wanted to give him lip piercings and an eyebrow piercing, but I restrained myself from doing so. I made his hair super spiky to give him that edgy, badass, bad boy look, because that's the kind of feeling I got from the original design. I changed his cutie mark to a bunch of shooting stars, so it's implied his special talent has something to do with space and stuff. It was the best I could come up with for the cosmic weather manipulation talent he has. Oh god, his colors gave me trouble. Again, it was just the shades that were all giving me issues. I even had color palettes to use, and they just didn't look right. It was mainly the body color that was giving me the most issues. I couldn't decide between a darker green body like the original or a lighter green, and instead of spots, I decided to give him a gradient. So I sat there and messed with the colors for about an hour or so until I settled on something I was okay with. It's not the best. So far, it's actually my least favorite redesign out of all the ones I've done, but it's alright. I also went back off screen and changed the color of his cutie mark a bit. I originally made the little trail from the star blue to include the blue from his original design, but it just looked bad. It looked really bad, so instead I changed it to red, and it looks much better. Okay, final character, let's go! Final character redesign is PastelBelle. Her original design is perfectly fine. The colors are fine and it's actually really cute. My only issue with the design is in her bio it says she's a Draconequus, and she obviously doesn't look like one. You could argue that this is a pony disguise, but I still decided to make her look more like a Draconequus. I didn't go too overboard because drawing a Draconequus like Discord or Cosmos, if you know who she is, it's just a little bit too far over my skill level, and I didn't want to waste hours trying. Okay, for her redesign, first I had to decide what animals I wanted to include, because these creatures tend to have multiple different types of animal parts for their limbs and stuff. Discord has a lion leg, a bird leg, a dragon leg, and I think that's a horse leg, a lizard tail, 2 different types of wings and horns. They look funky, but again, didn't want to go too overboard, so I decided to go with a fox because of her body colors and a deer because of her horns, and just a normal pony. I gave her deer horns, ears, and back legs. She has a fox's body color and markings, and fox front paws, sharp teeth, and her eyes, and her overall body shape is that of a pony's, and the mane and tail. Overall, not a super crazy looking Draconequus character design. I gave her a dangling star earring instead of a stud earring. I didn't really change her hairstyle this time. It's pretty much the same as the original. Only change I made is, I think the original's ponytail was supposed to be more Jasmine style. I don't know what the actual style is called, but I didn't do that style. I gave her a very long braid instead. Kinda wish I had put the braid on the other side so you could see the full thing, but it's fine, it still looks nice. She is also the only character I didn't redraw the cutie mark for because she's not a pony, she's a Draconequus. She doesn't have a special talent, she just has reality bending magic. For her colors, I didn't change them at all. I thought about changing them and did play around with some different shades here and there, and I didn't make her horns blue, but overall I just added a dark brown for the fox markings because the colors are actually really nice and didn't need changing. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed redesigning these characters. They were super fun to do. You can find the redesigns on Instagram and Buzzly. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new, because if you don't, I'm going to steal your toes. Goodbye. Oh, and RainbowShadowStar, if you see this video and make it to the end, stop posting other people's artwork on your DeviantArt page and acting like it's yours. It's not cute. It's not funny. It just makes you a jerk.